Welcome back to another day here on the Winter's Lorcana channel. Today we are joining up with Max Luminary to play a special type of game, Heroes versus Villains. Today I've built us a hero deck to fight against Max Villain deck. We'll talk about the deck in just a moment, but before we do, if you are a subscriber and a member of Discord, there's a link in the description down below for Discord, you will be entered in to win a Shimmering Skies booster box. That's all you gotta do. Be a subscriber, be a Discord member. Additionally, at some point throughout the video, I'm going to show you a card at randomly through the video. Won't even mention that I'm showing you a card. It'll just happen. First person to send me a DM on Discord naming that card will get 2 bonus entries for the day, and everybody else who sends me a DM will get a bonus entry as well. So everyone who is a subscriber and a Discord member already gets an entry, but everybody who participates in finding the bonus card there gets bonus entries. Outside of that, by the time this video is coming out, it'll be the day before I leave, I believe, or possibly the day I do leave, I believe, for Vegas, for the DLC. If you're gonna be in Vegas, if you're gonna be at the DLC, come find me. I'll be the guy with the top hat. I'll be kinda hard to miss. Come find me and ask. If you don't ask, I won't give you one. Ask for a business card. That's right, Winter has business cards now. Look at that. Oh yeah. Hopefully you can't make out all the words because I want them to still kind of be little secrets. But it is in fact a business card. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I hand you a business card, and then you're like, "Oh, cool, thanks, Winter. What am I gonna do with this? That's lame." Oh wait, it's a card you can play with. Is it a real card? No, it's not a real card. It's absolutely fake. This is a fake card, but you can put it in your deck and play with it, which is pretty cool. And not only that, but you may notice down in the corner down here, there's one for every color. I got a bunch of Winter cards. It will be 1 per person, so if you want to get all 6. You'll have to find other people there with them and trade for them. So yeah, there's that. So good luck. Let's jump in. Let's look at the deck. As I said, heroes versus villains. We are playing the role of heroes. Funny enough, I chose heroes because Hercules is a thing. And then I didn't find any Hercules cards. I quickly stumbled upon Anna's, which I thought were really cool. They care about heroes specifically. Little Anna, if you have another hero character in play, this character gains 1 lore. And Big Anna, whenever this character quests, your other hero characters get +1 lore this turn. Seemed really cool. Also the Mulan thing. We got little Mulan into Big Mulan. Card draw is a little rough, so we are running Judy Hops and Popsicles. Popsicle is probably the only card in here that is arguably non-hero, but it's also not a villain card. Lucky Dime, that's a hero. Scrooge McDuck's a hero, right? Let It Go, that features Elsa. How Far I'll Go, that's Moana. One Jump Ahead, that's Aladdin. Like, Glimmer versus Glimmers, Hades, and Hercules. So I would say this could go in either deck. We don't have a lot in the way of removal. As it turns out, most removal are villains. I have Sisu's, I have Glimmer versus Glimmer. Let It Go. End of list? I think that might be it as far as removal goes. But yeah, should be fun. I don't expect any hero villain deck specific thing to be super strong, competitive, which is why we're doing this themed versus. But the other thing that I tried to do, I pointed it out down here. The other thing I tried to do is make sure that all of my cards were hero worthy. Develop Your Brain, Visions, like all of these cards are as hero-esque as I could be, with the exceptions of like cards like Popsicle, right? This is a card that's not used by a hero or a villain. It's not an evil item. It's not a good item. It's just an item. Arguably, this does get created by Nick Wilde, who I don't know if he's a hero in this game, but he is arguably a hero in the movie. So, you know, there's that. I try to stay very much on heroes. From my understanding, Mac did not go the extra mile with his items, so he might have a little bit of an edge there. We will find out. And before we jump in, there is a link in the description down below, very first link for Mac Luminary's channel. He does a lot of box openings, mystery boxes with Lorcana product. He's also the guy that's responsible for making all of the lore counters, like this guy, for example. This is a brand new lore counter that we just got made. And while I believe that this one was made for me, I am going to give it away. We're going to raffle this guy off. Why would I give it away? Because it's just the thing that I want to do. It's the thing that I like to do. Well, you know, if I have something cool, I want to make sure you guys have something cool. And I don't get enough of these to, you know, to make everyone happy. So every time I get one, I got to give it away. So we're going to give that away at the end of the month as a part of the Patreon raffle. Another way to win a separate additional booster box. Link in the description down below as always. But Mac is definitely the focus here. He's the guy that makes these. If you want one yourself outside of the raffle, you might be able to find your way into one via his channel, watching his videos. That's why I'm pointing it out so heavily. He makes all of these cool things. He made this this shadow box here of my bear. It's super cool. He makes a lot of really, really cool stuff. Super high quality. Link in the description down below. Now, let's jump in and see if heroes can't beat the villains. All right, heroes versus villains. I wonder which villains I'm playing against.
All right, I got to tell you, man, I've never really built a deck from scratch before.
What's wrong? Are you nervous?
A little bit. I fully expect to get destroyed here.
You know, I was telling you this the other day, but like I'm gonna do 3 cards. I went to Dreamborn and I'm like, heroes. Let's just filter by heroes. And then I click the button. It's like, oh yeah, you got all of the options in the world. I'm like, oh, this does not really help me narrow it down. Let me,
Right. Well, I'm not really a real competitive player anyways, so I'm sitting here looking at this stuff. And usually I would just go to Dreamborn too, but I'm not good enough to build a deck from scratch. So I really wish Dreamborn had a search function so that I could search for things in the title, like heroes and villains. And that way I could just find the heroes and villains.
They do, actually. It's in the filters. It's under classifications, I think, is where they keep their heroes and ward, and it's all the keywords. There's a keyword one and there's a classification one. It's classification would be like your villains.
Yeah, if you want to build a deck. But if you're just searching for pre-made decks.
Oh, yeah.
And so I find myself doing that. Like if somebody from Dreamborn is watching, add some search functionality to browse decks, because it's, you know, what if I want to search for pirate or heroes or villains or winner, right? Like that's probably a common thing that people want to look at. Or
oh yeah, looking for specific creators and stuff. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I'll go first, and I will ink this Tamatoa.
Ooh, Tommy boy.
And I will play Develop Your Brain.
Starting off strong.
And then pull the exact same 2 cards, so that's an easy decision.
Oh, I love when that happens.
And I will pass the turn to you.
All right, let's draw. Okay, I think therefore I am. Oh, who would have thought that when we turn 1, ink would be a difficult decision. Alright, I'm going to ink Visions of the Future.
Okay.
And I will play a Poopsicle. Oh, the glare is the glare is real. Aha, go over here. There we go. Draw a card. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay.
7 cards in hand.
So far, a bit of a mirror match for heroes and villains. Draw for turn.
You know, heroes and villains, they all start off the same way, don't they? They have an origin story. It's just one of them succeeds and one of them fails.
Right. I will ink a Medallion Waits. And then I'll just go ahead and play a Medallion Waits.
How did this happen?
Are you playing?
I'm playing red blue,
The
baby.
mirror.
Didn't we do this before? We played just random, like don't know what the other, and we had the same color deck again.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I gotta tell you, Matt. So a lot of the villains decks that I looked at were purple amber or amber amethyst. Gotta get better.
That's what I would have gone with. Like when I think villains, my first thought is Hades, the big Hades, because he quests for every villain you have, which is great. And then you got the Queen, who, when she quests, gives all your villains more lore to quest for. And then, of course, all the best villains are in purple, all your mims.
Yeah, well, see, so that's what I did. But the mims, when we discussed doing this game, we decided to go 100% heroes or 100% villains.
Are mims not villains?
Mims are, but all the good bounce targets aren't. So none of the Merlins are heroes or villains. So what would I be bouncing?
I mean, Chernobog's followers has surely got to be a villain, right? Like, that's a good one.
No, it's an ally.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's summoned by a demon.
Yeah, I know.
You think a demon summoning things, those things would also be demons.
Yeah. But no, they're an ally. And so yeah, you could do that. You could have like Chernobog, but like there were just no good options. It was a good choice for card draw for sure. Having friends on the other side, and then the Maleficent that gives you a card draw when you drop it. But other than that, if you're going 100% villain, it just didn't feel good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to do this again, but this time I'll be villains. All right, Ink Judy, play Anna, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. And that Anna does something with hero villains or heroes, right?
Yep,
+1 lore.
She's a hero queen, and if you have another hero character in play, she gains a lore.
Okay. A lore for each one, or just one?
Just
extra?
one. Just if it was each one, that'd be brilliant. A 2-drop with like infinite potential. But no.
I will ink Queen for Fishbone. I'll go ahead and use a Fishbone. And I will pass the turn back to you.
Yeah, so for me, Fishbone was one of those like heartbreak cards, right? Because it's the Fishbone Quill. I'm pretty sure that's Ursula's tool to like sign contracts. So I'm like, that's a villain item. Dang, I can't use Fishbone.
Yeah, I wasn't as strict with that, mostly because I don't know what some of these things are from.
The only card in here that is arguable is Popsicle. It's not used by the hero or villain. Technically, it's used by Nick, the fox, and he becomes a hero. I don't know if he's a hero in this game as far as the cards are concerned, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I got Popsicles, but my argument is that they're poison, so.
Poison Popsicles. Well, that's the other thing too, is like when he first starts with the Popsicles, he's buying ice cream from a different shop and then melting it down to make a bunch of these guys, which is arguably kind of a nasty thing to do. So it could go either way.
Yeah, that's just white labeling. That's entrepreneurship.
Yeah, he's really looking forward. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I have so many uninkables in my hand.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic for me, for sure. I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to ink a Minnie Mouse and play Sisu.
All right.
And then I will quest for 2 with Anna. Gives me 5 cards in hand. Perfect. I will pass the turn. And I don't know if my audience is super aware, but Mac, you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
What the heck do you do on your YouTube channel? Like, I don't see you do like gameplay. What do you do?
Well, so I started with gameplay actually earlier this year, when Pixelborn was a thing. And honestly, a lot of my inspiration came. Yeah, a lot of my inspiration came from you, because the YouTube thing was something that I was really kind of interested in. I'm gonna fishbone something here. I'll use all 5. Queen will rush into your Anna.
Alright, it's 2 damage to Anna, 1 damage to
play-
Queen.
Play a different queen. And so yeah, I started with the gameplay, and I was really interested in your content because you have some of the competitive players out there like Spessy and Jeebus and those kind of guys that do gameplay. It's very different though. It's very competitive, and I mean these guys will just stream for 10 hours straight while they refine a deck. And
Oh, yeah, just absolutely grinding.
yeah, and I'm not at that level. This is my first TCG, and still very casual player. So I like the idea of trying different decks every day to at least kind of get a feel for the actual game. And so that's how I started. I had this website lets you create custom dice, and the custom dice, they roll and they tell me my 2 ink colors. They would tell me which filters to put into Dreamborn, and then whatever deck I landed on, that's the deck I played that video.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool, and I enjoyed it for a little while. I was cranking out stuff way more often than I am now, just because Pixelborn is much easier to. Well, right? You can just get up and get started, and then.
Oh yeah, Pixelborn was fantastic for quick content. That daily content was so easy with Pixelborn. It's a pain in the butt right now.
Yeah. So that's how I got started. And it was going to be. I started off in a very different direction, which I think I talked to you about. And when you and I started talking, I won't mention it here, but you and I had a plan for something we were going to work on, and that was going to take me in a completely different direction than I had originally thought about. You done with your turn?
Yes, I pass.
Okay. And so when that happened, I started looking at things very differently, and I started kind of changing. I did the rebrand, and if I was going to be working with some of these other people, I wanted to be more professional than just a goofball on the camera.
There's nothing wrong with that. Don't
yeah.
Don't rain on my parade.
Well, a different kind of goofball than what you are. You're more advertiser friendly than I was. But so when that happened, we had a plan that you and I were working on back then, but I had lost my job, and that plan kind of just disappeared. Right, it made it very difficult.
Yeah.
And I had bought tickets to Atlanta, and the whole reason I was going to go to Atlanta was, how much does this cost? I'm going to use her ability, which lets me look at the top 4 to find an item.
So remind me, so if it's a 3 cost, you can play it for free, and if it's any more expensive, you just put it in your hand?
Yeah.
So
you can put it in your hand, and if it's less than 3, you can play it for free, which I will do for free because it is a poison popsicle.
Ooh, see, I got friendly popsicles over here. You could tell they're friendly because they're all foily.
Ooh.
And by all of them, I mean just that one. I only have one foil one.
Let's see here. I am not a very big fan of what I got going on. Let's just pay 3 for another queen, I guess, and I will fishbone.
It's the queen game.
Yeah. Actually, interesting card. I was playing with it on Ink Table, and I found myself using it quite a bit. But that's mostly just because the AI is pretty stupid.
Yeah. It's funny how frustrating the AI is, because you're like, oh, it's dumb, I can do this thing, and then it's like, yeah, we take full advantage of you and just wipe the floor to you. You're like, you stupid AI, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I made that joke in your Discord about making just an all location deck.
Yeah,
And so I did that.
I've been seeing somebody post about an all location deck now. I think you may have started something.
Well, I did it and tried it on Inktable and found it was incredibly easy because they just do not challenge locations. So
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes things easy, doesn't it?
But yeah, so anyways, I had to, because of what we were talking about and because of the direction that it was going to take and the people that I was going to be working with, I got tickets to Atlanta. I had lost my job. I already had the ticket, so I was like, I'm going to Atlanta, but then everything changed, right? Because now it was like, well, I can't do a lot of the stuff I was going to do, so Atlanta was mostly just for fun at that point, and then came back, and then Pixelborn was, they announced the Pixelborn shutdown like right after Atlanta.
Yeah, that was devastating.
Yeah, and so then I had to figure out, well, what else can I do? And a lot of people mentioned, like Inktable and what's the other one, Tabletop Simulator, which is fine, but I was like, I'm not going to jump into that because if they're shutting down Pixelborn, it's just a matter of time before the other places using their artwork gets shut down as well.
Yeah, that's what you think. Tabletop Simulator seems to be going strong, and I feel like that has all the same issues that Pixelborn had.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Weird. I'm going to challenge your queen with Anna and Sisu.
Okay.
3 damage on each of these. I'm going to crack a popsicle and heal Anna. I will quest for 2 with little Anna, go to 4. And then I will spend 4 and play Glimmer versus Glimmer. Hercules versus Hades. I'm going to banish a character I control to banish a character you control. So I'm going to banish little Anna to banish your queen.
This is exactly how I thought this game was going to go.
This is the only this is the only card in my deck that features a villain, but it also prominently features Hercules.
Right. But yeah, it's at both sides of the line.
All right, and with that, I will be done.
Okay. We'll draw for turn.
Show me what you got.
What does Anna got going on? Does she have resist or anything? I can't. Is she foil? I can't see the numbers.
She is in fact foil. She's a 2/4, quest for 2, and whenever she quests, all of my other heroes gain +1 lore this turn.
Oh, okay.
So she's a hero. Banner.
So she needs 3 to go away.
Yes, she'll need 3 more to be defeated.
Okay. Well, guess what I'm gonna have to do here is ink develop your brain. Pay 5 for Big Queen. I'll pay 2 to activate the medallions, which will give this queen 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take out your Anna, and because of the queen and the medallions, I get to draw 2 cards.
That's really nice.
And that is it. That will be my turn. You had to get a little creative with the card draw since I can't use Hiram.
Yeah, I was the same way. I'm like, Hiram's not a hero. I can't use him. He's just somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, so anyways, once that went away, I decided to go with physical product and more of the collector side of things, which I kind of enjoy a little better. I just naturally like collecting things. So my channel is a lot of box openings, product reviews. One thing that I recently did was actually about lore counters, some of which you've shown on your channel. And some of them I made, some of them I I ordered off Etsy, and so the whole point of it was just to see what kind of lore counters are out there and review all the different kinds of things that are Lorcana adjacent or Lorcana related. And I find it really interesting, and I enjoy doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, the lore counters are sweet. Like, look at it. I mean, the reflection, there you go. That's more accurate to what it like really looks like. But it's super cool. They're gorgeous. You recently made my wife one, which I won't go into the details of, but it is absolutely beautiful. Like, you should do more of, not specifically that, but you should do more of that. Like the extra details, like you put some stuff in the sides that was really cool and unexpected.
Oh yeah,
she loved that.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna do another glimmer and get rid of your queen.
Fine.
The good news is I think there's only 2 in the deck. I think.
Okay.
There might be 4 because I didn't have much in the way of removal. I just don't remember. I've been building so many decks for the DLC. Let's ink an Anna, and then I will pass the turn.
Right,
yeah. So
draw for turn.
So what exactly got you into making lore counters? Why? What made you sit down and think, this is the thing that I'm going to work on. I'm going to design and develop these. Because I see you even have another unique one that you're using today.
Yeah, well, I have a laser cutter that I mostly just use for hobbies. It was like, if I'm interested in something. When Lorcana first came out, my family and I got it, and it just comes with that paper, folded up piece of paper with the cardboard thing. It's awful.
Literally paper that you just throw away.
Yeah. And so yeah, I made the style that you're looking at. That actually, this one I have it here on the side. This is the one that I actually made. And I took the design and everything inspiration from it. So because it, the one on the paper has this wavy thing.
Yeah, it has the swirl thing.
But I wanted something rigid. I wanted something big and easy to see because my mom actually plays this game, and she don't see so well these days.
Yeah.
I will ink a fishbone, and I will play Tamatoa.
Oh, not a Tamitoe.
And I don't have any items, so that does me no good.
Yeah, but you still have a really obnoxious... And I just used my last removal.
Good. I will pass the turn.
Okay. Well, I was thinking Queen was going to be an issue, letting you just draw an obnoxious number of cards.
So yeah, that's how I got started with that one. And then there's it just kind of became a thing where I have an idea, and I'm just going to try it. We'll see if it comes out. And so I started making a bunch of different type of lore counters. I made the gear looking one. I think I showed you. I have it in that video.
Oh yeah. The gear one's cool. Did you steal that or did you design that?
It's just kind of out there. It's really common, so the design is out there for kind of anybody to use. I made adjustments to it, so like the pointer, I put it into like a shape of a lore icon. Oh, yeah. I did the numbers a little bit differently on the top to be the second set I made the numbers really big because my mom can't see anything, and she stole it because she can see it really well. So she has 3 of the lore counters I made because she can see them pretty well. But and the other thing was, are you done?
Yes.
So that's just kind of how I ended up getting started with that. I'm going to pay 1, play Vitalisphere, and I'm going to go ahead and blow up the popsicle here. Quest for 4.
Uh-oh.
Get back my popsicle.
Uh-oh.
Play the popsicle. And I will finish off the 6 with a Gaston.
Uh-oh. Your deck's looking very strong.
Take a card. And well, that's all the ink I have, so I guess that'll do it.
Alright, well now I know what to save my removal for game 2. My goodness, those are some heavy hitters.
So yeah, that's just kind of how I got into making those. They were just for us playing as a family because the lore counters came with it were kind of junk. And we were using the D20, which I actually kind of like because I've never played any kind of game that uses a D20, so it made me feel pretty sophisticated that I had one of those now. But that, I mean, they're hard to see, you know, especially for my mom. And then, like, so this one seems to be okay. This is a new term I learned from somebody in my YouTube comments. This is, I guess, considered a wrap down because the numbers are kind of in order.
Oh,
Like
I've never,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I've never heard them called that. I've always called them countdown dice.
Yeah, but so I guess that's for this one specifically because the numbers touch, but other ones are completely random.
Yeah, so you have your true D20, and then you got the count. Well, you know, again, we call them countdown dice, where they'll, you know, they go in order.
Right.
I remember when Magic first started making those things, and so they were designed to be like, oh, I'm at, you know, I start at 20, and then they count down because in Magic you start at 20 and you work your way to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I want to try to stay caught up with you as much as I can. I will quest for 4, go to 10.
Okay.
I feel like you're about to just zip right by me. I will pass the turn.
Okay. So yeah, the original D20s we had, I don't think were wrapped down either. We just didn't know it. So, you know, you do a turn and then you're like sitting there for 10 minutes trying to find your score.
Those ones are awful. They're bad for keeping track of your points.
Draw for turn. Let's fishbone. Ready this.
I wouldn't be mad if you just played Be Prepared.
Well, I'm going to play a Medusa.
Oh. Alright, who are we taking out?
Either one, right? They're both 1 power?
Yeah, so you hit either one.
Alright, well, let's take out Sisu.
It's like, I think they're both 1/4s, actually, right now as well. Unless you have a card in hand.
So let's do that. And actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 3. No. Hang on. I gotta watch.
Uh-oh.
I gotta figure out the order here.
That's not a good sign for me.
Oh, well, Tamatoy either quest for 5 or blow something up and then get it back, right? So, so yeah, I guess let's pay 3. I'll use Medallion Weights to give her +2. I'll banish this for 1, which gives her Rush. So that'll take out Anna.
There we go. And you'll get a draw card.
Draw a card from my medallions. And now I will quest for 3, 4 to get back Vitalisphere, which will take me to 8. And then I'll go ahead and quest for 3, which will take me to 11. And that is my turn.
Oh, this is gross. I don't have the resources to combat you. I think this game might already be over. Oh, that's not what I wanted you at the start of the game. Let's see, what are you questing for next turn? Bunch?
Yeah.
At least 9, minimum 9, which is lethal. I mean, I can buy me a turn, but I think I'm just delaying the inevitable.
What you got?
I have a let it go for your Tamatoa.
Okay.
That's all I have, though. I'm stuck on uninkables. I have too many uninkables in my hand. I should be at like 10 ink right now, and I just got absolutely stuck. But yeah, I passed the turn. There's nothing else I could do. This is a card I wanted to see at the beginning of the game, not top decking right now.
So let's... Okay. I kind of want to make an ink counter, because I feel like the cards, especially with if you're ramping, they get a little out of control.
So I'm always torn by an ink counter concept, because on one hand, it's instantly two things you have to do now, right? You have to physically have someplace to store the card that you're inking, and you're manually keeping track of your ink somewhere. So automatically, like, you're starting off just an extra step. But you're right, for these ramp decks, they get to the late game and you're like, I have 15 ink. It gets really obnoxious to keep track of.
Right. So, well, this is just getting a little out of hand here. So, pay another one.
Oh, you're getting all the items. Good thing I got rid of that Tamatoa.
And I'll just go ahead and quest for 4 to 15. And I will pass.
I don't think there's... like, I don't have Be Prepared in my deck because it's obviously a bad guy card.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about bringing some gameplay back to my channel now that I've started playing with Ink Table. I had originally thought of doing more gameplay against Ursula with the Ursula quest box thing.
Right. You think there's more gameplay to be had with that?
Well, not now, because I had this crazy idea to mill Ursula. And everybody said I was crazy, including you.
It is... she literally says, you know, if I were to run out of cards, just shuffle my graveyard back in. I always have a deck. So milling just seems counterintuitive, right? You're like, I did it! And you have a full deck again. But you did find a clever way to get around that problem.
Yeah. I'm not quite lethal, so I'll go ahead and just use 7 to play a Hades just cuz, and I'll quest for 4 to 19. So yeah, I did manage to do it. It took a few videos and countless hours for somebody who doesn't know how to build a deck to add things that were going to help me. Okay.
That's why I top decked another one jump. Sitting on this Sisu the whole game, I'm like, oh, it beats Little Queen. And literally nothing else in your deck.
Are we recording already?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
I know, I'm so great at the communicating part of this.
Alright.
I'm all mulliganing and stuff, and you're just like, just waiting for him to say it's okay to go.
I'm over here rambling about stuff. Alright, I'm gonna send back 5.
I'll just do 1. 5? Just do 1.
Yeah. I mean, that glimmer is kind of rough that you have to sacrifice your own people.
Yeah, so it's like doubly expensive, right? It's, you know, character costs 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, and then that thing costs 4, and it's not a song, so it's not like you can have the character you intending to sacrifice at least pay for the sacrifice.
Right.
But yeah, I was looking at it and I'm like, all of the removal stuff all feature villains. All of them. Except for Let It Go, which is Elsa.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Brutal. Alright.
Alright.
That's the big fat loser. I guess that means I'm going first, huh?
You might be the big fat winner this time. This opening hand is...
Well, let's find out with another poop sickle.
Okay.
and then I will pass the turn.
All right, draw for turn. Oh God.
That's either really good for you or really bad, and I can't tell. Oh yes.
The Inca Vitalis Sphere. I don't know if that's hero or villain. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what it's from. I've never. Is there a quote on the card, perhaps? Like, sometimes cards have stuff on them.
No.
I have no idea what that is. You know, some of this stuff. I wonder if some of this stuff is just Lorcana itself and not technically Disney. Like, what are all the Chromicons from? Are those because there's one for every color? Certainly, there couldn't have been that many Chromicons from whatever it possibly derived from, right?
Yeah, I just kind of assumed they were game things specifically.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what Vitalis Sphere's like.
Yeah.
Because didn't they come out with a bunch of spheres? Fortis Sphere's one. I don't know any others. They weren't that great.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I don't want to see you. Okay.
So what got you interested in YouTube originally?
Oh man, my entire YouTube career is just like this crazy Minecraft journey, honestly. All right, I'll pass turn.
Right.
Oh, what was it? For those of a lot of people aren't gonna, this is gonna be news to a lot of people. My wife today is my second wife. I've actually been married before, and shortly after we split up, I moved in with an old friend from school, and from there, a group of friends discovered Minecraft, and they're like, "Hey, you got to play this game." And like, I had heard of Minecraft at this point, and so my perception of it was like, this game sounds, for lack of a better word, this game sounds dumb. It sounds like it's a huge waste of time. It's not going to be fun at all. I can't understand why anybody's even interested in it. Like, I had a pretty negative idea of it. And then we all got our laptops, and there was like 11 of us. And so we were taking shifts. Some people were playing Diablo 3 at the time, I think it was. And the rest of us, because I think there was an 8-player cap on Realms, the rest of us were playing on a shared Minecraft world for like an entire weekend straight. We're just 11 guys packed into this small living room with laptops, just playing Minecraft, and it was the coolest experience. And I quickly became addicted to it. And my friend, who I moved in with, noticed that my building was impressive. You know, not to toot my own horn, but you know, he's like, you should make YouTube videos about that. And I initially laughed it off, and then after thinking about it, I came around to the idea. I'm like, yeah, YouTube doesn't actually seem that hard.
Yeah.
And turns out YouTube is pretty hard, but that's where I started. I actually started with Minecraft, and I did that for, God, my first channel. This is technically my second channel. My first channel was before Google bought YouTube, and it lasted for like 2 years.
Okay.
And then Google bought YouTube, and then there's this whole thing about, I was getting emails and ignoring them. All right, I'll pass the turn. About, hey, you need to assign a Gmail account with your YouTube, or you're not going to have access to YouTube anymore. And I wasn't really paying attention, and I lost access to the first channel. I actually physically can't log into it anymore because there's no Gmail associated with it. So
I gotta pass. I can't do anything.
Oh snap!
This
oh,
hand is
how the turntables!
So
Anyway, yeah, so I got onto my second channel, blasted out Minecraft for 6 years, 7 years. That's like 8 years in total if you count the first channel. And then
right.
I made the shift to Lorcana after 8 years of getting 100 views per video for Minecraft and it takes 3 weeks to make a video and you're like, yeah, it's not worth it to spend 3 weeks on something to get 100 views on it. Like,
Yeah.
I love the game. Obviously, I played it for a decade. But, you know, I wanted to do something more fun, hopefully see a little bit more success. And then sure enough, Lorcana just freaking blew up. Bunch of freaking nerds watching this channel. I think I just have to take you. Put you guys all on the bottom. Now, here's the question. Are you baiting me? Do I quest with Judy Hopps and then you shift Big Queen out because you had the ink the whole time and you're just baiting me?
Oh.
This is me, classic overthinker.
Yeah. I'm an overthinker too, but I'm not that smart. You're probably safe.
I'll just quest for 2. I think I'll pass the turn. I think if you had that line of thought in your brain, you're probably going to lose this game. There's no reason to ever miss your ink if you can avoid it.
Well, I just picked it up. So we'll shift it.
I knew it.
I will take that out and I will draw a card for the challenge.
Well, son of a gun.
Oh my gosh, this is awful. And I'll ink develop your brain.
There you go. That's the thing to do.
And then that's it.
You know how many times in the beginning of this game where I'll be like, oh, I really, really need an ink this turn. Well, let's play Develop the Brain and hope I can find one.
Yeah.
Develop your brain is an ink. Like, I can't tell you how many times I made that mistake.
Yeah, Ruby Sapphire is just one of those decks where you almost have to run a ton of uninkables. You just have to find that fishbone.
Most of my characters have 4 willpower, and all of your things are like 4 and tougher. This is ridiculous. Alright, let's do 3 for Sisu, because you got a pretty healthy hand there. And I will ink Anna.
Okay.
And I will quest for 2 with my evasive Minnie Mouse, go to 4. And I will pass the turn.
Okay.
So, outside of lore counters, do you make other stuff?
I'll ink another queen. I mean, for me, yeah, I make all kinds of random junk.
I mean, I know you make these cool shadow boxes. Like, I know for the audience it'd be hard to see. Right there, there's my bear. Like, he made that. It's super cool. It's more of like a white splotch on camera, but it does shift between a whole bunch of colors. It's really cool. It's always hidden behind my top hat. But yeah, you make a bunch of stuff for you. Why not? What else are you making? What are you making?
It's really just whatever comes to me in the moment. It really is just so random. Like there are times where I just won't do anything with it for, months, and then I'll just have some crazy harebrained idea. I have to do this to slow you down, but I'll brawl your mini.
No.
And I'll just go ahead and pass the turn. Yeah, so I mean, it really is truly random. I've made cases for things, ornaments. I don't even know. So many things. I actually, so not too long ago, I made a video where I ordered a bunch of acrylic cases for sealed Lorcana product for troves specifically, and I wanted to try them all out. And a couple of them came like the one that you have, the Luna brand. For your booster boxes.
So like that kind of case. Yeah.
And you would think that I would really love that kind of case because I could just make it myself for pennies on the dollar compared to what Luna sells theirs for.
Right.
And I genuinely don't really care for that because when you're somewhat in the laser cutting space, you end up with oh my gosh, this is gross. I will ink. It's a King Candy. And I just have to pass the turn.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's rough.
You didn't want to challenge Sisu, or?
I'll wait till I get a popsicle or something. So yeah, but for most of those, I did the review of all the different kinds, and I found one that I did like. I think I might have skipped ahead. So, in the laser cutting space, that kind of construction of a box is really common. It's like they call it box joints or finger joints, right? Where the tabs kind of just click together.
Yeah, that's exactly how my cases are on the shelf too. They just come together like that.
Yeah,
like dovetails almost.
This is disgusting.
You know what's gross is like I have a Let It Go that I wanted to use on your queen, and I was like, no, I would give him 2 ink if I did that, and then he'd play Tamato and I'd be in trouble.
I'll play Big King Candy. And that lets me draw 2 cards.
And then put one from your hand on the bottom. So you get to put anything from your hand on the bottom? What a great way to get rid of a bad uninkable card.
Yeah. About time. And I'll ink Gaston.
I will say what'd be nice about having an ink counter is I wouldn't ever have to ask you how much ink you actually have.
Right.
All done? You don't want a challenge?
I'm done. I have 6 ink. So yeah, I see those kind of that construction of boxes, so I guess I'm over it. I don't really care for the look. But I have made those cases for, maybe sealed product that I didn't really care too much about, or maybe they were like custom size ones that you couldn't really buy.
Oh, the glare's awful, but that's a big Sisu.
Okay, that's 2 or less.
Yeah, it doesn't affect your board, but it quests for a lot.
Okay.
Quest for 7, go to 17.
Well, I think you have this game.
And then I will pass the turn. Yeah, you got really hardcore blocked on your ink there. Don't tell me. Did you have a hand of uninkables, put them back in the mulligan, and then draw a bunch of uninkables?
Yeah.
Because that's what happens to me all the time. Every time I'm screwed on ink, it's because that happened. It's awful. One more season, be prepared, I guess. Right?
Well, let's... God, this is so bad. But... let's get rid of the medallion weights.
Uh-oh.
We'll bring out Scar.
Ooh, Scar's a good one.
So I'll take out Sisu.
Big Sisu or little Sisu?
Little one.
Little one. How many cards are in your hand?
Oh,
None?
hold on. Is it that one?
Yep. So this little Sisu cares
Okay.
about cards in your hand, and Big Sisu obviously just trades with Scar.
Okay, so I have 5, so he's doing 6 damage.
Yeah, he'll be doing 6.
Okay,
So
well, let's start with Mulan.
Yeah, the only thing you're taking out is Mulan safely, and anything else you trade with.
Already, Queen of Hearts lets me draw a card.
That's a nasty little combo, Queen of Hearts and Scar.
I'll go ahead and take out the Big Sisu.
Big Sisu, gone.
Draw a card. And I will use my Queen of Hearts to finish off other Sisu. And draw a card.
Perfection.
And I will finally get on the board with 2 points.
Dang, I was looking for that clean sweep.
And I'll pass the turn. It might be too little too late, though.
That was pretty good, though. How many
But
cards
yeah,
in your hand?
Oh, no. Why?
I have a character who cares about it.
8. I'm sorry, I should have had this on the...
Perfect. I'm going to play Robin Hood, and I only have 3 cards, so I will draw a card because you have more than me.
Okay.
8 or 7?
8, sorry. I'll get it. I'll get there.
Working on it.
Yeah, so I made like cases for sealed decks or starter decks because I have those in my sealed collection. I made a big one for the Gateway, and I made a big one for the D23 collector box.
The new one that everyone's ranting and raving about?
Yeah. So I made those kinds of things.
So you make lore counters, cases, shadow boxes. Well, of course, that begs the question, how do the viewers get these things outside of the raffles like this guy here being given away on the channel?
You're raffling that one off?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. It's if I didn't have the boss that I have, I would have a completely different mentality about it. Like for me, it's like, oh, I got something cool. Like this is awesome. I'm gonna hold on to this forever. And then, working with my boss, every time he gets literally anything from any of the reps, I won't say the industry we're in, but from any of the reps, oh, that's awful. Stinking Hades.
At least you get to keep it for ink.
Anytime he gets anything, and there's some really cool stuff that comes through, it's always used to go back into the shop in some way. It gets raffled, or it's used to promote something. He doesn't keep anything. Yeah. It's developed as like, I see the success he has, and so like, part of me is like, well, how in the world could I possibly even consider keeping this for myself when I see how awesome his community is because he's so generous and gives everything away? Like, I want that same thing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't sell anything. I don't have a shop or anything. I've had a lot of people reach out. They seem to like the lore counters, which is nice. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. But yeah, I don't currently do anything. When I shifted gears with my YouTube channel and started doing the more physical stuff, my thought process was to start doing giveaways once I hit a certain subscriber threshold. But after seeing all that, come on, man.
I will pass the turn. Jeez. Hey, my Sisus don't do anything to you, and it's super obnoxious. All right, let me see the removal. Where's the next Hades?
Inca Gaston. Maleficent.
There it is. I gotta get it out of you somehow.
Goes for 4.
Are villains just better than heroes? I think
when it comes to removal, right? Because Madame Medusa, Madame Tremaine.
All of the removal is with the villains. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Let's see. So that's all 9. So I will pass with 6. So yeah, I wanted to do giveaways, but after all this like Mr. Beast stuff started coming out about like illegal lotteries and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, now it's starting to sound like maybe I don't want to go down that route. And I think technically giveaways are against TOS for YouTube if they're done incorrectly. So I was like, man, maybe I don't want to do that. I'll just stay away from that. Everybody does it. I don't think YouTube cares really, and wouldn't. You gotta be kidding me, man!
Hey, she doesn't win the game. She doesn't win the game.
But what else do you have?
I have Glimmer versus Glimmer. Unfortunately, I passed the turn. Like, okay. I need to keep my characters to try to win the game, but my removal requires me to lose my ability to win the games. This is awful.
I will draw for turn.
All right, show me another dragon.
Ink medallion weight, so it takes me to 10.
Dragon and a popsicle.
I don't have a dragon.
But I got a Madame Mim.
I have a Madame Medusa.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You all heard me say it correctly the first time.
And quest for 6, which will take me to 14. And I will pass the turn.
So you just have lethal now.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I was actually kind of curious to get your... Well, I'll start with this. The reason why it's hard to sell, and the reason like that's kind of holding me back, I have a few different options if I wanted to sell them. And the first one would be just to start a shop and start selling them, right?
Right.
But to give you an example of why that's kind of tough for what I'm doing, let's take your Printify shop. If you had to manufacture this kind of stuff from your home, you're doing it yourself, you wouldn't be able, you'd make very different decisions than what you're doing with Printify, right? Because Printify gives you everything, right? You could just go nuts and have everything on there. It doesn't take up any space in your house, right? It doesn't take up any kind of work. You don't have to stock any of that stuff.
Yeah, there's pros and cons for sure to that. First, let's get rid of Maleficent, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And then I will ramp with one jump. And I will be done because I can do nothing else. I drew Lucky Dime, and I wish I would have drawn it before I played Mini. Yeah, Printify is different, right? So it's like they have a bunch of things, and you can design a lot of product. Really, all you need is art. So my investment is the art. I paid a pretty penny to get all my art pieces, but I can now go to Printify and I can have everything made: socks, underwear, hats, shirts, game mats, or like mugs. Like, there's so much I can do with it. It's actually insane. The issue, right? The give and take is, oh, we're so dead. We are so dead. I don't have enough to play Lucky Dime and a character worth that quest for 3. Like, we're so dead. Let's just draw my card and see how dead we are. And then we'll have to do a redemption game 3 just to see if I even have a chance of winning a single game. Oh, we're so dead.
That sounds good.
We'll do 7 for Lucky Dime and 2 for Mulan, and then I'll be done. And done and dead. But, you know, that's all I have to do. I just have to set things up and then say that they're on the shop, and then people go to the shop and they buy them. Now, Printify, what they do is like, they're like, bare minimum, this item, for example, is let's say this item is $10. Now, if you want to make any profit, you have to specify how much you want your profit margin to be. And then all of a sudden, this item is going to be $10 plus your profit margin plus shipping. And then the other downside that they do is that I discovered, because I bought all of my game mats and I bought one of each of the shirts, you get charged shipping per item. So it's not a flat rate shipping, it's per item. So it's like, hey, this game mat has $10 shippings and you just bought 6 game mats, so that's $60 for shipping. And you're like, holy crap, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
But the flip side is I don't have to make these. I don't have to store these. I don't have to fulfill orders and go to the post office and ship these.
Right.
You know, it could be any time zone you're in, and you place the order, and then that company's just going to take care of it, you know, right then and there. Like, I could be in bed sleeping and things could be happening. So, like, there's pros and cons to it. I currently have my Printify shop set to as low as humanly possible to make them as cheap for people as I can. I just want people to have my stuff, so it's not there for me to try to make any money off of. And some of the stuff is still expensive. Like you go to the website and you see these game mats are $35. What if I put a percentage on it? Then my game mats are what, $50, $60, and then $10 shipping? Like, a $70 mat? Nobody's gonna buy that.
Pretty nice mat though.
Maybe
not a $70 mat.
Yeah,
it's a really nice mat though.
It's a glorious mat, but yeah, you're right. It's not a $70 mat by any
I was so
stretch.
close to winning one.
Where it teased you so hard.
Oh man, I was like, the wheel was moving so slow before it even got to my name. I was like, oh yeah, I got it. I got it. I was like, I want something. And then I looked down, and it just barely by a micrometer,
by a hair,
missed my name.
Hair.
I was like, come on.
I was cheering for you too because I saw your name and I was thinking the same thing, like, surely it's gonna stop. Like, that's amazing. And then it didn't. I'm like, that's better. That's so funny.
What kind of cut do you want me to do?
The kind that goes in half.
Hopefully all the cards I need are in
It's okay. I just cut all the best cards to the top of my deck. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, so like the spot. Oh wow, this is a much better start.
This is a much more. This is a start for sure. I'll do 2. Dos X.
I will send back 3 and immediately regret it. Okay.
Nice. Maybe I can win a single game.
So the nice thing about Printify, right, is they probably have a warehouse that's the size of Rhode Island, and they can store all that stuff. But if you were, just think about shirts, right? You had 6 different artworks, and so you had to stock all those artworks, right? Let's say they were, sublimated or stickers or embroider or whatever the case is, right? So
right
now you have 6 piles of artwork, and then you want shirts. Like, okay, well, now you're talking. If you're offering one in every ink color, and you want to offer black and white because those are the most common color shirts. So now you got 8 color shirts that you have to stock, but then you have to stock them in small, medium, large, extra large. And by the time you even get your thing started, you have an entire room dedicated to just piles of shirts.
Yeah, you've lost a whole room. You've spent probably $1,000, $2,000 to have it. You still have shipping fees ahead of you. Granted, that'll come
Right.
That'll get paid for when people purchase them. But the other thing that's really scary is you're like, I got 500 of each shirt in each color, and then you're like, oh, but say like this particular image of this bear is super unpopular, so I'm just going to continue to have 500 of each color because nobody's buying this particular one. Like,
Right.
That's always rough too. Like, no. Printify has a lot of upsides. Their biggest downside being that they are expensive.
Yeah. So that's kind of where who goes first this time? Are we rolling or is it?
I still lost. I'm gonna go first.
Okay, fine.
I'm a sore loser.
So
I can let it go and pass the turn.
okay. I will draw for turn. And you'll be happy to see this Maleficent go.
I don't know. It's a long ways out from being meaningful.
Drop a Popsy and pass the turn. So for me, like I don't have that luxury, right? So I have to figure out, a specific number of designs. I have to figure out which material is going to sell, because I didn't design anything really sophisticated here, right? It's a square with a hole cut out of it and a circle with a hole cut out of it. It's nothing that NASA's going to contact me about anytime soon.
I love that you put it that way. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's very simplistic, but I think the reason why a lot of people enjoy it is either one, it's just something they don't see a lot, but I think what it really is the type of materials I use. Because like I have the pearl, right? Like this guy is not something that you see very often. If you go on Etsy, you're mostly just going to see like wood and 3D printed stuff.
Yeah.
So the design, like what you got there,
Yeah,
it's completely different than.
These guys are cool. Like, I know the glare is awful, but it's got like this mirror finish to it. That's why it's so shiny.
Yeah.
Like it's super cool. The one you made for my wife has dual colors, so it's like the 2 layers. They're different colors and they're complementary, and they're actual complementary colors, so which is really cool. And like, yeah, it's got like the pearl on the back for hers as well. Like, they're super cool. And I really like these ones. Like, the original ones you were making are large and in charge. I have too much stuff. Get off my lap.
I think I guessed on. And
just
King Candy.
Oh, King Candy. Look at the size difference. Like, this bear's phenomenal, but like in my travel bag, this guy barely fits. Like, he has to actively be like, so I got my rectangle bag. He has to be diagonal in it just to like work with the corners with the zippers, just to get in there. This guy, almost a little too small. He kind of rattles around in there, but like, these guys are gorgeous. I love the swoop, but much more practical to carry around. I like the swoop a lot, but it does require it to be bigger, which
a little bit, yeah.
Like, and that's what's so great about this guy is his size makes him so convenient for traveling with. Yeah, and we go to the Friday night Lorcana every week, and everyone's always interested to see the new stuff that we bring, and everyone saw my wife's new one, and that was hugely popular. We had lots of people asking about it, and we had to let them know, like, I don't think he'll make another one of these. This one was kind of special.
Yeah, that one was a little tougher to make than some of the others. But yeah, so I have to figure out like what designs do I want to carry? What do I? And the other thing is these more fancy acrylics. You know, sometimes they cost 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much as a solid color acrylic.
How much do they cost? Or is that something you'd rather talk about off camera?
I mean, anybody can look it up. I mean, it depending on the size you get and, you know, the design that's in it. Anywhere from like $5 to $30 probably for a sheet.
How big is
a small sheet?
I was like, how many things do you get out of a sheet?
Well, it depends on what you're making. Like the D23 case I made took 2 whole sheets.
Oh wait, it doesn't go on the bottom. It goes into my inkwell. How far I'll go?
Go good?
Yes. I'm so used to them either going back on top or on the bottom of the deck. How far I'll go is a little different. A little better.
Let's ink a queen. Let's play a fishbone. Let's go ahead and use the fishbone. We'll quest for 1. And I will pass the turn. Yeah, so I mean, it kind of depends. Like if I did a booster box case, it'd probably take. I could probably get 3 out of 2 sheets, maybe.
3 out of 2 sheets.
Yeah,
that's not bad. I could see that being expensive.
It can add up, especially if you're using like this pearl stuff. Pearl stuff's more expensive, and then like that design you have there, that's not acrylic, right? It's like the best way I can describe it is a really fancy sticker. Yeah. What does that card do, Mulan?
Whenever I play an action, she gains +2 strength for the turn.
Okay.
She gets strong. All right, and I'll be done. Yeah, so this is kind of sticker-like, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a really fancy sticker. Those stickers are more expensive than the acrylic.
Jeez.
So yeah, there's a lot that you kind of have to take into account.
That honestly surprises me. I would not have guessed that the sticker portion of it to be the more expensive bit. But it also feels like there's so much possibility in that realm, though. You can get so much.
Yeah. This Inca King Candy. Little fishbone. I'll spend 3 to shift King Candy.
Uh-oh.
And look at top 2 cards. Put anyone back. I will use my final 3, Brawl Your Anna.
Not my Anna.
Quest for 2. 3, and I'll be done. So yeah, it's a matter of trying to figure out which materials to use and to stock. Because it takes up a lot of space that I only have so much of. So, oh my goodness.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right.
Yeah, so you have to deal with, you need your space for actual laser cutting. You need a space to store all the materials. You need a space to store any product that you already have, unless you're making on demand, but that could have its own issues when you start getting into, 20 orders came in today. I guess I have to make 20 things today. And how long does it take for it to complete a single piece? Like, is that a long process or is it pretty quick?
The engraving is what takes the longest. Cutting usually doesn't take a ton of time. It's pretty much as fast as the machine can move. But if you think of an engraving as just burning lines over and over and over again until the design is made.
Yeah.
So that is very time consuming because it's like 300 lines per inch. So you have to imagine a machine just doing this over and over and over again for
the length of one of these guys. So that's another benefit to these being slightly smaller then, I suppose, right? Because it's physically it's smaller, so it's less time to make. I would imagine.
I don't think I made the numbers smaller, and that's the most time consuming part.
Oh, okay.
Do one of your minis. I'll just go ahead and quest for 2, and I'll pass the turn. So yeah, that's mostly what's holding me up is which materials to buy, and then it's like, well, do I want to get materials like this, right? Where this is what the acrylic looks like. It's pearl, it's frosted. Like that color there, that blue is probably one of my favorite acrylics. It's just such a cool color.
Oh, for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a cool guy.
So there's like pearls and mirrors. That's what this little blue counter is. I think this is a mirror. So it comes in a bunch of different ones. But then the problem I face is if I engrave those, you can't really see what's underneath. It's just the same color. So.
Oh yeah.
Did you pass?
Nope. I shift Mulan,
Okay.
And since I shifted, she gets +3 strength, so she's a 5/6. I will challenge King Candy. And then her ability will trigger, and I'll do 5 damage up to 2 other characters. I'll do 5 damage to Madame Medusa.
Gross.
No quest for 2. Go to 2. I'm on the board. I'll pass the turn.
All right. Draw for turn. Go ahead and fishbone. Can I blow up the popsicle on nothing?
I'm pretty sure, because it has an activation cost. And part of that activation cost is not choosing a target. So I'm pretty sure you can just activate them.
All right, well, I'll just heal your mini.
If you have to choose something, yeah, that's the target for sure.
I'll play Tamatoa to get it back.
Tommy Dilly.
And I will pass turn. So yeah, if I do that, you can't see the engraving very well. So then you have to fill it in somehow to make the engraving stand out. And so on this one, I used something called Rub and Buff, which is, I don't know, it's like a paste that has really fine mica powder, I guess. It works pretty well, but it only comes in like 5 colors, which is like silver, gold, bronze, those kind of colors.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not as good. So then the other option is you have to fill it with paint, which is what I did for your wife's. But the problem is, I can't figure it out. If somebody out there does this and knows how to do it, please let me know. Because you take a paintbrush, you fill in the engraving, and then you letting.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you let go of Tamatoa.
Okay.
Another quest for 4. And I'll pass turn. So there's what I'm hearing is there's definitely more steps apart from creating the graphic design for the particular product and pushing go. Right? There's after it's been cut out steps.
Yeah, well, that depends. This is just gross. I'll use 7, and I'll be prep.
Dang. I was kind of hoping you weren't running those. I haven't seen them at all.
I at least have one, I think. Yeah, so, well, it depends, right? So the sticker is a really great option because, as you can see, like when it engraves out, whatever it's stuck to shines through. And so that is obviously easier on me and doesn't take quite as long. There's still the application process, which is very time consuming because you don't want to get air bubbles in it as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll pass.
So like, you have that, and then like paint. I put paint in there, and then it dries, and then my goodness, pass turn. Wow. Nothing in hand. And it like dries and it shrinks, and then there's holes in it, and I end up filling it in like 20 times over the course of 3 days. And then you do that, and then it's
another medallion. Oh, you got all your items. Good thing I got rid of that Tommy boy.
Yep. Go ahead.
Look at that. I might actually win a game.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, that's the big... I just have to figure out if I'm going to do it. I need to figure out what materials I want to use. That's the biggest decision.
All right, we'll quest with Anna and then quest with Minnie, so I gain 5 instead of 4. Okay, 13, and I'll pass the turn. The Queen.
And pass turn.
All right, here we go. This is what I wanted to do the entire time. Check it out. This is a cool little thing. Anna quests for 2. Go to 15. Yeah. Now Minnie quests for 3, so she'll quest for 3. Go to 18. Activate Lucky Dime, and I gain 3 because Minnie actually physically has an additional one. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do.
There's a really sick one that I did on Inktable. Let me find. Oh my gosh! Even like all my top cards were garbage.
I was sitting on a Maui and a Glimmer. Like, this card is so obnoxious. When most of your things are removal, and I also have to remove my own stuff, that's brutal. Heroes versus villains. So I guess it's pretty definitive that villains are quite strong.
When it comes to removal, yeah. So this was something I had on Inktable. It was this one, right? I had the Queen, and I had the medallion. And then, let's say you got a bunch of low-cost characters that are quested. I play Scar, use the medallion. So he's attacking for 8. Then you challenge, you draw a card, draw 2 cards, ready, challenge, draw 2 cards, ready, challenge, draw 2 cards.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
That is
Too bad
gross.
I couldn't get it.
Oh, man. Good games. Got my butt kicked. I thought I had you in that second game until I didn't.
Yeah, I barely pulled that one out. And that was mostly because my opening hand was just Medusas, Hades, Scars. A terrible, terrible opening hand.
All right, Matt, well, tell the audience, where can they find you? Where you got... This is your moment to shine. Tell them what you need to tell them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a YouTube. It's called Max Illuminary. MAC''S, not Max as in MAX. So yeah, I try to do 2 videos every week. And like I said, it's product openings. I did one recently where I DoorDashed some Lorcana, which I thought was an interesting concept. I do box battles or pack battles. Occasionally I'll open up some other Disney trading cards. So there's like the character box and the 100 whatever they're Weiss Schwartz Japanese Disney cards, which I have a lot of fun doing. And I try to review just random products. So Lore Counters is one that I've ordered stuff. The Trove case I was telling you about was one that I reviewed a lot of different troves. I have some more coming up with like deck boxes and bulk storage options, and it's stuff where I just order a bunch of things from, Amazon or Etsy or anywhere I can get it, just to try out all the different things around Lorcana and the trading card game in general. I do a lot of mystery boxes. Those ones do pretty well. So I have a couple mystery box subscription services. So I get those every month, which is also a ton of fun to do.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Waiting to get an enchanted from one of those. That'll make it
still
all
waiting
worth
for the enchanted. All right, guys. I will have Max links down in the description down below. He'll be the first link down there. That'll take you straight to his channel. And as always, you can reach out to him on Discord. Maybe he'll make you something. I don't know. Maybe if you ask real nice, he might do it for you. But that's gonna do it.
Do you mind if I ask a quick question to your audience?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So the three options, like I was talking about, was to open the shop, and the other two options I was curious to get your opinion and your audience opinion, because you have a little bit bigger audience than I do. I mean, 2 or 3 times and had a couple zeros. So that was the store, and then the other one would do like a mystery box, right? Because I review a lot of stuff, and then I have a lot of stuff. I just have a lot of stuff that I need to push. And if I don't do the giveaway thing, I was thinking about doing a mystery box, maybe like once a month or something, that I would just auction off, and it could have sealed product, singles, trove cases, lore counters, any number of things that I've reviewed, and then that would give me an opportunity to also put some of the stuff I make in there. So lore counters or badges or card displays. I think I made you a card display for your son.
Which one? The Mew?
The Mew, yeah.
Yeah, I got him up on the shelf.
Oh, you stole it from your kid?
Oh, it's there for him to appreciate. I know.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of his like high-end stuff in like cases because he'll destroy them. So gotcha. I keep a lot of his stuff for him.
Okay. Yeah, so I made a couple cases similar to those, but a little more decorative. But the mystery box kind of allows me to push some of the stuff, recoup some of the costs of buying all this stuff to review. So how do you feel about that?
I think that's a fantastic idea. I love the fact that you're like putting in your own stuff in there too. It's nothing like getting that brand awareness than actually getting your stuff in people's hands. Like I said, I take these things to the local card shop, and that is like one of the biggest, you go from like, oh, me, myself, and I, this is pretty cool, to holy crap, there's a bunch of people here tonight and they're all talking about it. Like, that's huge. Right. So I love that asset of it too. You should definitely do that. But of course, let him know in the comments down below if you'd like to see him do that stuff. And if you want to possibly win some of that stuff, well, you know what to do. You got to go to his channel and subscribe. Again, there's a link in the description down below. It's the first link. It's the easiest link.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the time to speak, and I always enjoy playing with you, man.
Yep. Thanks you for spending the time. I know we've just spent like the last 2.5 hours doing this. This has been awesome.
Well, hopefully the editing's not too bad and it doesn't end up being a 3-hour video.
Nothing wrong with that.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.